Hello guys. You know the Akans have this proverb that they normally say. They say that Kwancha de Efe di Sika Eneto. It literally means that whatever you see by the roadside that is nice, you can't just go and grab it. You need money to buy. So what does it mean? It means we should learn about money. We should get money to buy the nice things that we want. You know, hi, I'm Kwesi, and this is Koga TV. Today we're going to talk about what keeps people broke and what we can do to escape it. You know, if you really want to change something about you, you really have to change certain things that you do. You can't do the same things and expect a different result. That's never happening. So let's talk about 5 habits that makes us broke. Let's see what we can do to escape that. First one is lifestyle inflation. What does it mean? It means that whenever we get more money, our expenses increase. Have you noticed that? You see, sometimes when we are on salary, maybe we earn 1,000 cedis a month, automatically we can manage the 1,000 cedis a month. We might feel that if we get 1,005, things will change for the better. But that's normally not the case. Sometimes you get 1,005 and automatically you see that your expenses will align with the 1,005 and the 1,005 wouldn't be enough again. Do you understand? So we have this idea that getting more money means your life will be better. That's not the case. Personally, when I started working, I had this same notion. I thought every money that I was getting was mine. But literally, it isn't. Okay, so that's one thing that keeps us broke. Assuming that getting more money will make our life easier. No. Getting more money means that we also spend more. And that's a trap that we have to avoid. The second thing that we have to avoid is the attitude of no budget, no budgeting. If you can't track whatever you spend in a month or whatever you spend, then you can't control it. Imagine spending without knowing how much you are spending. You have to know exactly where your money goes to, exactly what you buy, or exactly how you spend your money, so that you can track it and control it. So if you can't track it, you can't control it. All right, the third thing that we do is have lack of assets. What does it mean? You know, assets are anything that brings money into our lives. And the opposite of asset is a liability. Liability is anything that takes money out of our lives. So let's assume I have a car. Is a car bringing in money, or is a car taking out money out of my pocket? If I have a car and I'm using it for Uber, it's bringing in money. So that would be an asset. But if I have a car and I'm using it for my rounds, I maintain the car, I buy fuel, it takes money out of my pocket. It becomes a liability. So what do? If we have more assets, if we have more liabilities, that's going to make us broke. All right. And the fourth one is short-term thinking. We normally think about the now. We don't project ourselves into the future. We don't assume that we might be old. We always feel like we'll be young forever. So normally when we are making plans, we don't plan ahead. And when it comes to investment is a long-term thing. Investment is not a short-term thing. Whoever tells you that an investment is a short-term thing is a lie. Investment is not a get-rich-quick scheme. No. Investment is getting money, accumulating money over a long period of time. So let me give you an example. If you are younger, if you're in your 20s and you start investing early, you might not need to invest a whole lot of money, but because you have time, let's say you are 20 years and you give yourself another 20 years. Let's say you give yourself 20 years to save. Put it in a money market fund. Your money will accumulate exponentially and will amaze you. The fifth thing that keeps us broke is that we don't have a financial plan. As I said early on, if you want to escape poverty or if you want to escape being broke, you need to have a plan in place. It's not a walk in the park. And it's not something that you do spontaneously or casually. No. It's something that you have to do calculated. You have to do it intentionally. You have to actually make your mind plan it. You have to intentionally plan your finances before you can make a breakthrough. So if you don't have a financial plan, that is a recipe for disaster, and that will keep you broke. Having no financial plan is like having to go to a place without a map. If you are going to a place without a map, you see how you suffer. You walk around in circles and you never reach your destinations. All right, so let's talk about how to break these cycles. We've spoken about 5 things that keeps us broke. The first one is the lifestyle inflation. When we get more money, we spend more. We don't budget. Second one is no budget. We don't budget. We can't track what we pay or what we spend our money on. So we can't control it. The third one is we don't have assets. We don't have things that brings us money. We only have things that takes away money. And the fourth one is we think about the short term. We don't project ourselves in the long term. And the fifth one is we don't have no financial plan. So let's talk about how we can break this cycle. So we start with making a simple budget. You have to budget our expenses, or you have to budget our money. We have to know how much we spend. There's types of budget. We have the 50, 30, 20, and we have the 40, 40, 20. Do you understand? What it means is that we use 50% of your salary for your needs, and 30% for your wants, and 20% for investment or for saving. It means if you have 1,000 cedis, you use 50% for things like electricity, things like accommodation, paying your bills. Do you understand? Use 50% of that money to do those things. Then use 30% of that money to buy the things that you want. Maybe you want to go grab a coffee, maybe you want to go on vacation. You use that 30% to save for that. Then use the 20% to save for your future. Do you understand? Use that 20% to save for your future. So that's the type of budget that you can use, the 50, 30, 20. Use 50 for your needs, 30 for your wants, then the 20 for your investment. All right. Secondly, you can automate your savings. What does it mean? It means that sometimes as humans, if we want to invest, sometimes we forget about it. So we can automate it. You can talk to your bank that whenever your salary comes, they should take a percentage of it and put it into a fund, maybe a mutual fund, a money market fund, a T-bill, whatever. So you can automate it. So as soon as the money ends in your account, they'll deduct it for an investment. And that can help a lot, because that one, you don't have to keep reminding yourself that this month I haven't saved. No, you can automate it. All right. And also, the third thing that we can do is invest in what we understand. Never invest in something that you don't understand. So investment, we have something we call the DYOR. Do your own research. Whatever I'm telling you, you don't have to take it on a silver platter. You have to go ahead and do your own research. So you have to invest in things that you understand. Maybe like treasury bills. Maybe if you understand treasury bills, you invest in treasury bills, in mutual funds, in businesses, small businesses that you understand. You can invest in those things. And also, the fourth thing that you can do to break out of this cycle is build a second income stream. A second income stream, what we call the side hustle. You can't depend on only your salary. Do you understand? You can't depend on only your salary. You can look around in your neighborhood. What are some of the things that people want? What are some of the things that are not available in the neighborhood? You can do that. After work, you can fry egg and bread for people to buy. If there's food scarcity in your area, you can prepare food and sell to other people. And the last thing that you have to do to break out of this cycle is to keep learning. You have to keep learning. What do I mean by keep learning? Learn about finances. Take finances as a very important part of life. make it a priority. Learn about it. Watch YouTube videos about finances. Read books about finances. Research about finances. Research about types of investment that you can put yourself in. Stick and stay with channels like Koga TV so you can learn more about your finances, and you can also do more and break out of that cycle of poverty or cycle of brokenness. So most people stay broke because they don't, it's not because they don't make money, but because they don't manage their money well. So it doesn't matter how much you make. If I make 50,000 a month and I don't manage it well, and someone makes 2,000 a month and the person manages well, over time the person might become more financially free than I am. So it doesn't even have to do with the amount of money you get. No, it's about how you manage your money. All right, so as I always say, if this video brought some sort of value to you, please like and subscribe, and also share to your friends. See you on the next video. Bye bye.